How easy is it to make rational decisions? According to the bounded rationality framework, human beings try to make rational decisions, but our cognitive limitations prevent us from doing so. Time and cost constraints limit the quantity and quality of the information that is available to us. Research shows us that specific systematic and predictable biases or mistakes influence our judgments. So what does a rational decision look like? Imagine that during your senior year in university, you apply to a number of doctoral programs, law schools, or business schools. The good news is that you receive many acceptance letters. So how would you decide where to go? Here are the 6 steps you should take when making a rational decision. First, define the problem. For example, selecting the right graduate program. Next, identify the criteria necessary to judge the multiple options, the location, prestige, faculty, etc. Thirdly, weight the criteria. Rank it in terms of importance to you. Then, generate alternatives, the schools that admitted you. Next, rate each alternative on each criterion, meaning rate each school on each criteria that you identified. Lastly, compute the optimal decision. Acting rationally would require that you follow these 6 steps in a fully rational manner. Further research has helped us understand the specific systematic and directional biases that affect human judgment. These biases are created by the tendency to short-circuit a rational decision process by relying on a number of simplifying strategies known as heuristics. Heuristics allow us to cope with complex environments surrounding our decisions. Unfortunately, they also lead to systematic and predictable biases. Some biases that affect our decisions and judgment are overconfidence, anchoring, and framing. The overconfidence effect is a bias in which an individual's excessive confidence in their judgments is greater than the accuracy of those judgments. This is often caused by a lack of ability, knowledge, or complete information on how to succeed at a task. Anchoring is a bias that describes the tendency to rely too heavily on the first piece of information offered when making a decision. When we are making decisions, any initial anchor that we face is likely to influence our judgments, even if the anchor is arbitrary. That is, we insufficiently adjust our judgments away from the anchor. Lastly, the framing effect. This is an example of a bias in which people react to particular choices in different ways depending on how it is presented. For example, when this problem is presented, people often choose program A for the first problem and program D for the second, not noticing that programs A and C are exactly the same, along with programs B and D. The only difference is the way the problem is presented. People often have to use incomplete information to make judgments. Luckily, recent research has found ways for us to overcome these biases and make better decisions.